What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web on a Monday night. How do we start off this show? Once again, I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about, your Rolex reporter. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. On tonight's show, we will have Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. We will get into the loss. I won't say disappointing, but always a loss is disappointing when it comes with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they fall to the Philadelphia Eagles 31-25. Some news today on injuries, some news today on some new starting times for some football games. In fact, let's start out right there. On October 12th, the home game versus the San Francisco 49ers, to everybody's glee, will not be a 1 o'clock start. In fact, it will be a 4:25 start. So from 1 o'clock to 4:25 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, the league announced Monday, Tampa Bay San Francisco game presented by Novaratis at Raymond James Stadium on Sunday has been flexed to the late afternoon slot. So everybody, you can avoid the heat at 1 o'clock in the daytime. There's still heat there at 4:25, but not as brutal. And then on top of that, there may be also a new starting time for the Seattle Seahawks. Now, this is not official, but the Mariners are playing, and the game, according to various reports, would have to be flexed either 90 to 150 minutes, which could mean that the game against Seattle, because the Mariners are in the postseason, could be flexed to 6:35. So that could actually turn into a night game. Now, why does that affect us? Because we are home of your away watch parties at Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. Get out there. 2 days after my birthday. What do I want for my birthday? USF to win on Friday night, because we'll have you covered on that, as we'll be out there at Raymond James Stadium as they take on Charlotte. And then on Sunday, I want people to come out and cheer on this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team that, although is injured and beat up, they still have a great challenge to go to Seattle and beat the Seattle Seahawks, who are also coming into that game at 3-1. Again, this edition of the Sports Web brought to you by Tampa Joe's. Also, not only that, if you want a haircut, a beard trim, a fade, you don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Go see my favorite barber, Ricky, and all the great barbers there at Up the Block Barbershop. And once again, tell them Peter Blake, the Rolex reporter, sent you. So without further ado, let's go out to my guy right here as we get into the news of the day. Not only the time changes, the injury situation, and what Baker Mayfield had to say after the game. It's Harry the Greek. Here we go. Professional handicapper extraordinaire, analyst of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, Mr. Harry the Greek. Welcome to the Evolution on a Monday night here, my friend. Disappointing loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, but once again, the Bucs fought hard, especially in that second half. So welcome, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing okay, Pete. I'm sorry that I kind of predicted the way the game was going to go yesterday. It was unfortunate, but they definitely had, their chances of winning that football games.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't trying to be a Debbie Downer, when we were talking about the game prior. You remember when I had called in and I gave my reasons why I thought the team was going to lose. But
sure,
listen, to the 25 people that love blowing my DMs up and telling me how much I hate the Buccaneers or whatever, I have a question, and I just need to know: would you rather just have me wave my pom poms out there and tell you something, or do you guys want to make a little bit of money? Because this is why I'm on this show. Okay, I kind of have to get something off my chest. I give picks out not because I bet with my heart. I give picks out because this is how I make a living. And I don't mind giving these picks out so you guys can make a little bit extra money. It has nothing to do with who I like and who I don't like as a team. I really like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But let me be clear. They had their chances to win this game, but as I said during the pregame show when I called up, they're not the better football team at this point. When they're healthy, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the best team in the NFC. It's not even close. Okay. You had 0 pass attempts by Philadelphia literally in the second half of that game.
0 for 8, by the way.
Hold
0
on.
and 8 for Jalen Hurts. Just trying to get the numbers in there. I know you're trying to go on a monologue.
It's not really so much of a monologue, Pete, and I love being on the two shot. If you don't mind, we can get together here.
Sure.
Some of the stuff that you guys say could make me not want to do this anymore. Let me and Pete, don't say a word. I need to get this off my chest. Let me be clear. I don't have to do all this work and give you these picks. Now, I'm not right all the time, but if you've been following my picks for the past 4 years, you have found someone that's given you 70% of the games that are on the line. I'm not preaching to you, but just be careful on some of the hateful crap that you guys send out to me. I don't hate the Buccaneers. I can't make everybody happy. I said they were going to lose that game. It was my second best bet of the week. Unfortunately, it came to fruition. And believe me, I wanted to be wrong because I'll still be predicting almost 70% of the games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I watched it. You watched it. Baker Mayfield, he didn't have to throw that interception. He could have threw 2 more in that game. And let me tell you another thing. He doesn't play special teams either. Hold off on that phone call just for a second,
we're going to hold off on calls. I got it.
Okay, but I just have to really get this out there. I don't want to hear about how you need to fire Todd Bowles. I don't want to hear about you jumping over a Skyway bridge. You ought to be very thankful to have the team that you have here in Tampa Bay because this team is ready to win right now. I'm not kidding you. If they can just get their players healthy, they're better than Philadelphia, but they weren't the better team yesterday. Seriously, they were not the better team. That's all I wanted to say about that regarding that, Pete. You guys decide what you want to do because I don't mind. I don't have to give picks out. As a matter of fact, this might be the last pick the people in the sports web ever get from the Greek regarding the Buccaneers. Okay? I'll give them other games, but don't ask me who I like in the game. I'll give you what I see with the game and things like that. But it's pretty bad. But to those of you guys that did win the money on those games and the ones that did send the thank yous, believe me, I get it and I appreciate it. But the ones that didn't because you got a little ass hurt because I said the team wasn't going to win, that's on you. Pete, go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay. Let's go ahead and say this. So the first half, they were definitely outplayed.
Not really.
Well,
not really. They had their chances. Again, Todd Bowles doesn't play special teams. Neither does Baker Mayfield.
Correct.
Okay. You have to be able to protect your quarterback. And I think they did a hell of a job. I'll tell you what, the only thing I was wrong in that game is I thought they brought Wirfs and Godwin back too soon. Let me be clear. They didn't. That was the perfect time. The Buccaneers management definitely had the plan. Pete, I'll give you your flowers when they're yours, buddy. They had that timed perfectly. They kept Philadelphia off. You know, they kept them off beat. You want to know what beat the Buccaneers? You want to know? 2 things. No Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm.
And you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You got to commit to running the football. Sorry. You commit to running that football, Baker doesn't throw that interception. You commit to running that football, that play action even opens up further. They went up against a ferocious front four. All they had to run that football was just a little bit more. It would have kept them a little bit more honest, and they would have threw that ball. But the next time they play, and I promise you it'll be in the playoffs, it might even be in Philadelphia, and Tampa will still beat them if they're healthy. I'll take a healthy Tampa team versus a healthy Philly team right now, all day long and twice on Sunday.
I agree, and I think that's what you saw from the second half, and I think they tried to run the ball, but it's difficult to run the ball when you're down 24-6. With that being said, let's get out to our phone lines here. And if you're given the Greek problems with the picks, I don't know what you're doing. Like
you have no clue.
Well,
and I'll show you next time how many there are. It's some ugly things out there.
Maybe we should start to expose because, again, at the end of the day, this is a show. This is not.
I don't. But the thing is, I don't have to give them out.
No, you don't.
I get paid on other platforms to do this. You're getting these for nothing.
Right. All right. Let's go ahead. You're exactly right. And we need to stop that because we need to create something to where the Greek gets paid, people get paid, everybody gets paid when you're giving out picks here, Harry the Greek. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Let's go out to the phone lines here. Corey, thank you for patiently waiting. You're leading off here, the evolution of sports talk television on a Monday night after a Bucs lost their first loss of the year to the Philadelphia Eagles, 31-25. Go, my friend.
Peter, Harry, what's up, man? Hey, Harry, what you getting? Hate mail, man? You all right?
Oh man, you have no clue how bad I get hate mail. All I did, Corey, was give the honest opinion. They said, who do I like? Unfortunately, it was the Philadelphia Eagles. Not that I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan. I'm not. I just knew in this particular game they were healthier and they really had a good chance to come in here and win.
Hey, we living in the time. Don't nobody want to hear the facts, but let me get to the game, man.
Please.
We got to do something about this special team. We got to do something about this punter, man, because I think this punter he don't get the ball off quick enough. You know what I mean? And he real lackadaisical with it, and he think it's just I don't understand it, man. It's like we cannot get a punter for nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't think I got to tell you something, man. What I watched yesterday, and I had to keep watching it. It's been like that for 2 games. That whole right side of that line's not coming off the ball with enough aggression. And you got to tip your hat to Philadelphia to what they did because they completely jumped over it and they got it.
Yeah, but he shanked one for like 30 yards.
Yeah, I see it.
21 yards. Okay, this is what Todd Bowles had to say today about the special teams. Says they're still evaluating it. It's all bad. We got to correct that. We're looking at all avenues to improve our special teams, all inclusive. It's coaching, it's personnel, it's never just one. Furthermore, he had this to say, and this is coming from Greg Allman of Fox Sports. The Bucs are bringing in punters for a workout Tuesday. Ryan Stonehouse, who led the NFL in punting in 2022 and 2023 with the Titans, and Brad Robbins, who was with the Bengals in 2023, missed last year with the quad injury, punted for the Bills in week 1. So they're
both good punters, by the way.
There's your answer right there. They're not going to put up with it. And even Todd Bowles said today during his presser that Dixon can speed it up and hasn't. And we heard from J.P. Peterson yesterday that Todd was disappointed with the special teams. And again, it's so important. You have to have all 3 facets of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. And besides Chase McLaughlin and Cam Johnson being the lone bright spots, and I think, some of the tackling, everything else has been absolute. So there you go.
Right. I mean, he don't try to speed it up. I mean, he don't try to roll out and punt it, to evade the pressure, nothing. He just sit right up there lackadaisical, and that was a problem. That put us behind, that put us behind the 8 ball at that.
Of course it does. They're up 7-0 before you can settle in and get your first plate there in the press box with my salad there with bacon and bacon, cheese. And
after the first 5 minutes, you remember me texting you when you were in the press box, and I went, "Hold on, man. They're not playing this bad. They're in this game." You remember that, Pete?
Sure. But even Baker had some comments. We'll get to those after this phone call that he had to say after the game. And he doesn't necessarily agree with you, Mr. Williams. I know you're trying to call. I'm not ignoring you. I know Alex is trying to call. I'm not ignoring you. But go ahead.
I just want to say one more thing. I'll let you get to the other callers, man.
Yeah, Corey, go ahead.
We got a problem. We got a problem with this defense. We can't get pressure with 4. It'll go bite us in the butt, man. We done went back to
they did pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, we blitz. We have to send the cat. We have to send corners. We sending too many people. We can't get on with 4. We side.
They went 0. But you know what? I got done watching this twice on the tape, and let me tell you something. They were getting to Jalen with the 4-man front, but let's be fair. They didn't pass the ball in the second half. Okay, I mean, what are you going to get there with? I mean, you made them Tampa, but Tampa made them one-dimensional. So that meant that they didn't trust that passing game. I thought the corners and the linebackers did an unbelievable job in this game, and the front 4 was getting just enough pressure. Let me tell you something, man. This defense played good enough to win yesterday.
Well, I think Vita Vea got a lot of pressure. I think other guys.
Did.
He was a beast. He was a beast in that game.
Edges,
yes.
Nothing from the edges, and I don't want to have to get back in having to send 5, 6, leaving us 1-on-1 on the back end again. It's gonna cost us later in the playoffs and stuff. we got to find a way to generate some pressure, man, with 4.
Well, that's a tough thing because when you blitz
They
yesterday,
did.
Jalen Hurts and that Philly offense exposed you in the first half there with quick passes and quick screens and stuff like that. So that once again, they used the aggressiveness of Todd Bowles against you. And I think they did make adjustments in that second half. And Vita Vea was one of those guys that definitely Hassan Reddick. I think he had a good game until he went out with an injury, and he was out with an injury for the third quarter or beyond. So it changed, but you're exactly.
Peter, this front 4 is not the 85 Bears, okay?
No,
but let me tell you something.
No,
this front 4, this is not even the early 2000s Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But let me be really clear. They got really good pressure, okay, into that backfield. I don't know if you watched the way they lit up some of them running backs. And by the way, Savasier Dennis, he had a play that blew. I mean, I'm telling you what.
Oh, yeah,
that guy that he hit, that running back, his mother felt that hit. He hit him so hard.
Yeah,
trust me.
He just stay covered.
And you're ready? They didn't run that play again.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
so that's how you know that front 4 got there. And ladies and gentlemen, let's remember, this is the reigning NFL Super Bowl champions.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to pass the ball in the Bucs because they were locking their ass down on defense. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up a little bit on running. They had a couple of lucky scores, but you know what? This win for the Philadelphia Eagles is very similar to the win that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had for the first 3 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, this team could be 0-4. Count your blessings, they're 3-1.
Well,
this team is 3-1 right now.
I'll give you another reminder. It reminded me of Kansas City and Tampa for the Super Bowl year, where Kansas City in the first half was dominant, and then the Bucs found the momentum. And you feel like if they get a chance to meet up, and if it is in the NFC Championship game, I feel good because I think the Bucs once again will be.
I feel good too.
I feel good, and that's not what I ate tonight from Wawa or what I ate yesterday from the press box. It's because I believe this team will be healthy, knock on wood, even though we have a couple more injuries we have to talk about, namely a Bucky Irving, who could have has an undisclosed injury, possibly foot. Todd Bowles talked about it today. They're going to have an
Bucky got blown up in that game and on that 1 or 2 plays.
Yes.
You know what? He put his big boy's pants on. He got right back up. You know, he's fine. He's a little bit banged up, but man, I just.
Hey, that one thing, that interception in the red zone, when I look back on the replay, man, that ball got tipped.
It got tipped. That's exactly right. Because I watched it too, and that's exactly what I said on the post-game show in collaboration with the JP Peterson show. The ball got tipped. Baker was trying to do Baker things. Godwin was open. The ball was tipped, and of course, there was a defender right there to pick it off. So it's disappointing. A lot of people say live to fight another day, but again, live by the sword, die by the sword. Corey.
Good call, Peter. Good call, Corey. Thanks, man.
Good call, man. Hey, go Bucs. I like the way we talk.
Go Bucs. Absolutely. Appreciate you, Corey. As always, use that second call. You said go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs. Yeah! Go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Go Bucs.
Fire the cannon.
Go Bucs. All right, let's get out to Alex. Alex, welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly, along with Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire, on a Monday night after the Bucs lose their first for the season. Go ahead, my friend.
First of all, good evening, guys. I hope you guys are having a great evening.
We are.
Good evening.
I want to start off by saying I'm going to start off a little kind of funny. This is the first time I agree with every single thing Harry said to start the show. I'm going to say
well, let's put this out there. Hold on. Let me put this out here first, Alex, because you being a troll. You weren't one of the people that got into Harry's, and you weren't DMing. You weren't getting into
that was not
DMs.
me. That was not me. That was not me.
Harry?
I'm not going to say, but no, I'm not going to list names, but Alex was not one of them.
Okay, there you go. So there you go.
About to say.
All right. Go ahead.
But anyway,
Alex.
guys, honestly, okay. Harry said it right. This team could easily be 0-4. Do you know what the Bucs' problem is? And it's so simple. Bucs defense is completely locked down. I agree with everything Harry said about the defense. It's completely incredible, all things considered. But the problem with the Bucs is we never start the game right. And sometimes, yes, for the first 3 games, we've been very lucky. Easily could be 0-3 right now. Very easily could be 0-3, 0-4. Sorry, 0-4. The Bucs have been blessed.
But they're not, Alex, because this team is a good football team and they know how to win. That's how football teams become great football teams, because they know how to win. They have that it factor. They got it and they have it.
But elite football teams have to start the game right. And unfortunately,
that's not necessarily true, man.
Well, I will say this.
But I'm going to agree with it. But that's not necessarily true. I mean, Philadelphia didn't just really start it out right. They got lucky. What are you kidding me?
It's one of those things that's hurt the Bucs. The Bucs have had bad starts versus Atlanta. The Bucs have had bad starts versus Houston at this point. And then
take away, guys, just real quick before I go, because I don't want to be long tonight.
Yeah.
Take away the first 10 minutes of that ball game. We dominated.
Mm-hmm.
We dominated. We completely dominated. You got the punt blocked, touchdown, and then they scored the very next drive. They scored a very quick 14 points. That first 10 minutes of that ball game never happens. The Bucs easily dominated in all phases, especially in the second half. As far as the interception goes, I think it was a good pass. I think it was an absolutely great pass. It was a lucky tip, but you cannot be mad at Baker for making that throw, because at the end of the day, I trust Baker. I trust Baker with the
Hey man, that interception. Hold on, Alex. That interception doesn't happen if Tampa was committed to the running game a little bit. They got in happy feet and they got in panic. So let me explain. Because if they were committed to running that football, now you're sliding those safeties and those linebackers up toward the line of scrimmage a little bit more, and that tip never occurs. Ever. That would never have occurred. You're right, because the pass was tipped because they didn't respect the running game that Tampa was putting forward. That's exactly what it was. They jumped on the lead and they pinned their ears back and they went against an inferior offensive line. The end. Okay. And I think that Baker did a hell of a job for what he was given. Okay. Mm-hmm. Part of this lies on the coaches, not Baker, not anything else but the coaching. Okay, because I got to tell you, my only concern about this team not making a deep run in the playoffs and winning and being successful in possible Super Bowl might be this offensive coordinator, because this team seems to have the same exact disease they've had for the last 4 or 5 years. They don't want to run the football. Well, that's the problem.
I agree, but just real quick, guys, I agree. But on the flip side of the ball, on the Eagles side, you're facing the top defensive line in the game. So I'm not saying I disagree with what you're saying, Harry, but at the end of the day, I agree with you on one aspect. I think last week or the week before, how many yards did Bucky run for? And practically pretty much led the offense. I don't agree with the fact that we switch up our offensive plan every single time. And Bucky did great. Bucky's been great all year. So yeah, I would have loved to see I would have love to see Bucky used more and not taken away like they did. And I agree with you 1,000%. I think if the Bucs were in the playoffs today, Josh Grizzard would be the reason why we do not make the playoffs, or the reason why we are out of the playoffs.
No, they're going to make the playoffs. Okay,
today, that would be if we played the Eagles today in the playoffs, he would be the reason why we lost, because you took away what worked.
Well,
you know what? All I'm going to tell you is Philadelphia Eagles. Peter, go on with what you're going to say. This team won a Super Bowl last year, okay? They were 28th passing the football, number 1 running. Let that just sink in for a second, okay? You don't have to pass the ball. Anybody that tells you, oh, it's a passing league, even the great Kansas City Chiefs ran the ball first to pass the ball. That's it. And that's the truth. How about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl? Hold on, with Tom Brady. Was that a big passing team, Pete? Honestly. Nope, no, it wasn't. They ran the hell out of that football. Right. You want to win a Super Bowl and you want to make a deep run, you don't have to be Dan Marino, Duper, and Clayton out there all the time. You just don't have to. If you run the football, you can make any receivers and a quarterback look like Marino, Duper, and Clayton.
Well,
that's what I'm trying to say.
They did run the football for over 100 yards once again. So again, it wasn't necessarily the prettiest thing. Did they get away from the running game? Yeah, because again, they're having success with the pass. And Baker Mayfield, I understand where they're coming from on that. But yes, do they have to run the ball a little bit more? It's tough because that right side, you have injuries and you have that injury situation.
easier to run block than it is to pass protect.
Hey, last thing before I go, because
Mhm.
I'm not going to be able to make a second call tonight. Which, by the way, I appreciate you guys as always.
Yeah.
I just really think that the Bucs need to fix special teams. I understand that the punter situation is good, which is really bad right now. It was good to see Chase McLaughlin get some pretty deep field goals yesterday. I think he had a
Pretty deep.
60-yarder. Hopefully he's turned it
65.
around. But special teams is the real reason why we could easily be 0-4 right now. So if we can clean that guys, start the game consistent, play smart football, because Todd Bowles in the second half of almost every single game has basically, in my opinion, played lights out. Came back, and we've given our team a chance every single time. We had a chance yesterday. Just couldn't happen. It just couldn't happen. I think the interception was just the nail in the coffin. But I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not mad at Baker for making that throw, because at the end of the day, I trust my quarterback. He's the reason we are, at the end of the day, we're 3-1, because without Baker, in my opinion, we could easily be 0-4 right now. But guys, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for letting me call in.
Appreciate
Take
it,
care,
Alex.
Alex.
Thanks a lot for the call.
You know,
This is what Baker Mayfield had to say. Hold on.
Go
We
ahead,
were
sorry.
just kind of like the beginning of the first half. We got punched in the mouth going into halftime. Looked at the scoreboard. You're like, all right, what are we going to do now? But we're too damn good to wait to get hit in the mouth. We got to come out swinging. We got to play better. This was also, he said, at the end of the game. This is Baker Mayfield.
Our guys are going to fight. And, Levante hit on it post-game with everybody, and couldn't have said it better myself. This group's too damn good to start slow. And until we take accountability to that, it should piss us off. Even though it's week 4, this should piss us off. We've talked about starting fast, playing better ball, and we did not do that today.
There you go. That's Baker Mayfield. And again, you can't have slow starts every game. You expend that energy. You can't. I understand that you've been getting away with it, but you're, like he said, you're too damn good to do that. You had a slow start versus the Atlanta Falcons. You had a slow versus the New York Jets. You had a slow start versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Enough of it's preseason. We get enough preseason reps. It's week 5 now. It's time to.
Listen, everybody's in football shape. You know what else Baker Mayfield wanted to say, but he couldn't say in that? Let me fill it in for you. The reason why Philadelphia went to a strict running game completely in the second half is because they couldn't stop Tampa's offense anymore. Tampa's offense and their line was imposing their will on the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the reason.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to get into a shootout with Tampa Bay.
Well, because their defense was shutting down Philadelphia in the second half. Again, over
Not only that, Tampa's offensive line started to dominate in that second half.
Right.
Okay?
So you started to see confidence. Like I said, it reminds me of the Kansas City game in 2020, where the Bucs were totally dominated by the way, Tyreek Hill, who went out with a horrific injury. Prayers to him. And the Miami Dolphins, just been a disastrous year, and it continues with Hill going out with a major injury there. It was ugly. If you want to look at it, you're squeamish. Don't look.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's go out to Tristan Gay here. Tristan, welcome to the Evolution. You're with yours truly, along with Harry, the Greek professional handicapper extraordinaire. Go ahead, my friend.
Hey, what's up, Peter and Harry?
What's going on, boss? How you doing?
Tristan, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm well. Just tuning into the show. You know you got something good when I come listen to you guys, and football is actually on the TV, right? That's how you know you got good stuff. You got good stuff, good content,
Thank
content.
you.
But
Thank you.
I wanted to point out a few things, if I may.
Go for it.
And I think that it's overlooked. This is why I said yesterday when JP was on the show that I this doesn't feel like every other loss.
Mm-hmm.
I think that just like the fans been for the last 4 years, it's been fire bowls. I think that we don't give Lynn enough grace to understand that this is the third offense in 3 consecutive years that we've had to put out on the field. And I think that often gets overlooked. When you have new offensive coordinators, the hardest part for new offensive coordinators is the first 20 plays, the scripted plays. That's why we start off so slow in the beginning of the game, because this guy doesn't have a feel on how to dictate the pace of the game. Like if you go look at the greats like Andy Reid, pick your coach, Jim Walsh, Jim Kelly, you go look at any of the old greats. all of those guys, their first 20 plays are lights out because they dictate the pace of the game.
Look,
When you get new coordinators,
that's a fair assessment, but I would also say it's execution, right? That goes back to execution, as Mom would say in the family. Execution, execution, execution. Are we in favor of it? Says the great John McKay. He is, but your players have to play better. Baker Mayfield has to be better. He has to come out stronger. He knows that. I think he's not just referring to the team. He's referring to himself. But it's a whole total team concept, right? Josh Grizzard, he's a new offensive coordinator. You're not sure about his play calling at this point. You're exactly right. Is it the first 20 plays? It could be. Is it the fact there's no execution? It could be. Is it because your game plan is ruined because you're down 14-0 to the Eagles? It could be. It takes you out of your game plan. As crazy as that sounds, you start to get desperate when you're down. You start to become one-dimensional when you don't want to be. But we know that this is a humanistic game, right? You're down 14-0. It's not time to panic.
Tampa definitely made huge adjustments. That I will give credit to that OC.
Right.
For that. They made some huge adjustments in the second half, especially exposing Philadelphia's deficiencies.
Correct. And I think, again, the referees were definitely a part of that because there were so many wide receivers that are held and people could go, well, that happens in every game. Well, look back at the tape and see how many critical plays the Bucs had and the wide receivers being held. Egregious.
I'll be honest with you, man. There were some real questionable calls.
Really questionable calls.
And the refs did lean toward Philadelphia, but Tampa got away with some as well. But it really was pretty unbalanced yesterday. More unbalanced than I've seen in a long time. And somebody
has to explain to me how the ground can cause a fumble again. How is that possible?
Peter, this may have something to do that this is the reigning Super Bowl champions. Okay?
I don't care if they're the reigning
but you know what I'm talking about.
Right. I don't care if they're trying to get home cooking because most of the stadium is filled with Eagle fans. I don't give a damn. Call the game right. The ground can't cause a fumble. His ankle's not down. His leg's not down. His shin is not down. His forearm is not down. His hand is not down. The ground can't cause a friggin' fumble. That is not a fumble. He was down.
I agree.
All critical play on that. You also miss, once again, a Bucky Irving clear shot of a face mask. Call the plays right or start firing and suspending these referees.
The ref didn't see it, Pete. The ref was completely behind it. He did see the neck go like this, but by the time he spun it around, the hand came loose, and the ref didn't see it.
Then they need to get another camera or another 3 cameras because they got a multi-billion-dollar revenue business in the National Football League. People that are younger and can see. Jason Powers, who is a referee who does high school football games, who also works with NFL flag football, could have saw that call.
You can't see it from behind him, Pete. That was the whole thing. I got to defend the ref for that. They can't see every single time.
Well, why do you have replay in the first place? Don't you have replay to
can't use replay for a penalty? If that's the case,
why can't you?
I agree with you, but if they did that, now you got to get rid of all the striped people that are out there.
Fine.
You just let AI take care of it. AI turn around and say, "Hey, that was a false start."
It's taken over. It's taken over anyway. I mean, what's the reason for having replay in the first place? Get the damn play right. If you're not going to get the play right, if you have replay assist and you're not using it correctly,
that would definitely make parity in the National Football League huge, quick.
Yeah, but even as uncomfortable as it was, though, and like I said, we witnessed, and I was home on the couch, and you can see the tugging of the jersey, but with all of that being said, that's still not the reason we lost the game.
But, I mean, it's those critical calls that change the game. It's the critical call where Godwin is going down. He has somebody deep, and he can't catch the ball because the guy is acting like he's on a first date with them. He's all over him. I mean, come on now. If you're going to call pass interference, then call pass interference right and call it consistently down. And it seemed like, again, we saw it time and time again with Godwin getting his jersey, and it's clear. It's egregious. His jersey's getting pulled, and you're not calling the game. You start firing people, start suspending people, start replacing people, and that's when it changes. I'm tired of hearing the excuses. I'm tired of hearing about, oh, this is a human game and human mistakes. No, you got one job to do. Call it right or get out.
Well, I'm with you, Pete, but everybody knows in football you can literally call a penalty. If you play it by the numbers, you can call a flag on
On
anything.
every play.
And literally,
one of the other reasons why people
Yes.
they don't have AI doing this, there are a lot of times like when you're at 4th and goal and you don't know if the ball crossed the line because the quarterback is up under 2 other people. There's no camera angle that can get in there. But that ref that's sneaking in, looking like a peeping Tom, I mean, he can at least see inside there.
Right. All right, Tristan, we got Trevor on the line here. Anything else, my friend?
Yeah, and I just like to point out, man, before, if we, God forbid, we lose a second game in a row and the walls of Jericho come tumbling down, but we have to just give props, man. And I've been saying it for years, man. We got a reclamation project in Baker Mayfield, and he's looking at a stud. We got a coach that was cast out by the NFL from what he did with the Jets, and since he's been declared coach, we haven't lost the division since. Stay the course. I'm happy with the direction of this team. Injuries aside, I think that we have a very bright future moving forward. We're a very young team, and it's a lot going on. I'm not going to say it just yet, but there's a high probability we could be playing in February.
Yes,
Well,
you're absolutely correct. So you're not a fan and a proponent of Todd Bowles walking the plank, correct?
No, heck no,
Okay.
man.
Well, I just had to ask because they lost the game.
No.
And they lost the game, and there's gonna be people coming out of the woodwork going, "We told you we needed a coach.
Told you we need a coach. Yeah, told you.
Coach sucks. Yeah. Coach's problem. Coach did this. Coach did that."
I've been a Bucs fan since the 80s.
Yes.
So, you know what I mean? Like, I remember Bucs fans who were from the 80s, like, there were years in which we lied to people, and we were like, yeah, the Bucs might do it this year. We knew we were only going to win 3 or 4 games that year.
I'm surprised people haven't turned around. They said they want a Sam Weish back or something,
Oh, geez. Well, it's John Gruden now. It's what it is. It's John Gruden. It's the end thing with him doing the cheers there for the Eagles. Got to love that. Ring of Honor, and he's doing cheers for the Eagles. Love it. Great job, John. Appreciate it. Awesome.
John Gruden is one of the biggest cheerleaders for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know what you're talking about.
He was for the Eagles. He wasn't for. He was for the Eagles on Friday nights. It was at an Eagles bar, giving the Eagles chant. Which, by the way, if I have to hear,
but then again, don't hold that against.
I have to hear that. Excuse my language.
Probably.
If I have to hear that goddamn cheer anymore, I'm gonna shoot myself because I heard enough of that in that stadium. I heard enough of that in other places around the town, and
No. Pete, that's
they're passionate group, man,
and I won't let you do that. There's nothing wrong with whoring your fandom to the highest bidder.
Well,
absolutely,
listen, I get that.
Nah, man, I just a couple of days ago, I'm hearing him talking about how he believes that the Buccaneers are going to go to the Super Bowl, that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the best team in football, how they've made a quarterback that was supposed to be completely washed out to being one of the better quarterbacks, if not the best one right now in the NFC.
He's just like the Monday Night Football guy. He loves everybody. Everybody he loves. All right, Tristan, appreciate the call. Use that second one, my friend.
Thanks, Tristan.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff there. Let me go out to Mr. Daniel or Mr. Williams. I know you're on hold. Let me go out to Trevor there from Georgia. Trevor, welcome to the Evolution.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm a little bit passionate about this refs. I'm tired of hearing this nonsense. Just like I'm tired of hearing about Eagle fans or opposing fans overruling Bucs fans. Yeah, I get it. Again, economics are a thing. But if you're a season ticket holder and you're selling your tickets to the highest bidder and they're Eagle fans, at least some of the Bucs fans at this point, and everybody's like, well, don't tell me how to spend my money. Well, freaking don't complain. Don't complain about not having a home field advantage. Don't you dare complain about opposing fans overruling your stadium because it's embarrassing. It's completely and totally friggin' embarrassing. All right, go ahead, Trevor.
Yeah, well, I mean, to piggyback off of that, I remember 10 years ago when I used to come to the Bucs games, and the stadiums would be fairly empty because obviously we were losing, and then I would hear a lot of them say, "Well, a lot more would come out if the team was winning," and maybe that's a legitimate gripe, but then so fast forward 10 years from now, we won the Super Bowl, we made the playoffs 5 straight years.
Yep.
And then when these fucking pigeons that we call eagles come to town,
The pigeons.
they override our stadium. I mean, I wasn't at the game yesterday, but I did come to the game last year
Yes.
when we played Philly.
Yes.
And
The same thing happens when Chicago comes down or Dallas does. It's the same thing, Pete.
I mean, you got to do something about it. You got to do something. You got to protect your home field
Yeah,
advantage.
and those referees,
They stink.
you know, they're terrible.
They're awful.
Okay, you know, like they say, we're all human. Like
Here,
okay,
this is what they are.
Oh no, we suck again.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Every week, it's the
absolutely.
same
I
thing.
mean,
it's like Groundhog
some
Day.
of those no calls were like, "Are you fucking serious, bro?"
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm cussing because, and I get passionate, and you know, I get
It's almost 10 o'clock. It's allowed.
so, you know, like I was at the bar watching the game with one of my buddies, and he's an Eagles fan, and even he was like, "Yo, that was pass interference, bro. Like we got away with that one." I was like, "No shit. I mean, damn. I mean, if he'd have pulled it any harder, he would have ripped his damn jersey off."
Well, I mean, it's it. That's it. I mean, you had a second jersey on, and you could see getting it pulled. I mean, I don't understand it. I can see it. Everybody can see it, yet they can't see it or choose not to see it. Again, if they choose not to see it, there needs to be an investigation. Or do they have bets on the games? Are they Eagle fans? What's going on at this juncture? Stand by for a minute. Joe Sway, stand by. Okay, we lost Trevor, so call back. Sorry about that, Joe Sway. Mr. Williams, go ahead. Call back, Trevor.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Williams. Yes,
Good
go
morning.
Harry.
Yes.
We're not gonna jump on you. You're the good guy, man. You're a good guy.
I want to know who it is because I want these Texas red. That's what I want.
I really agree with everything you said, but the only thing I'm gonna say about yesterday's game,
Yeah.
it was a good game, but also we got to play.
You got to play 60 minutes of football, Mr. Williams. Okay.
Once
you got to play 60 minutes of football. You got to play first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter.
Once we have our feet on their neck, my head coach / defensive coordinator, we got to keep it there.
I agree with you on that. I don't think it was necessarily the
keep
defense.
it there, and we can't keep having these slow starts.
Right.
And let's fix special teams because we really need to fix that.
You definitely need to fix that, and it looks like they're going to fix that here in the next couple days.
And another thing, man, I don't know how nobody else feels, but I say let's unplug Desmond Watson and let's put him in a suit.
Well, let's see what they have planned at this point. But definitely, it's a great story.
Yeah, man. Let's put him. Let's put him on the active roster.
All right, Mr. Williams. I appreciate the call. How are you doing health-wise?
Man,
You
it's
good?
time for him to come out there.
All right, Mr. Williams. We appreciate the
All
call.
right, man.
All right. Joe Sway, call back if you want to. Trevor, call back. Sorry about that. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. We'll go out to the comments here. And it goes back to, again, you're playing, 4 quarters of football. I get it. They've had fourth quarter comebacks, but you got to get off to better starts. And it starts on the road. It's important to get off to a good start. Why? Because it takes the crowd out of it. Why? Because it gives you as you always talk about here, the momentum at the end of the day. All right, so let's go out to Tim here. Good evening, Peter. Good evening to you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Joe Sway, what's on your mind tonight?
What's going on, Peter?
What's up, man?
And Harry, how are you today, sir?
Doing good, buddy. How you doing?
What's up, guys?
I'm doing fine. Hey, Harry, what you got on these 4 wildcard series coming up?
In baseball?
I knew he was going to talk baseball. I knew it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought it was the sports web, not the football web.
I don't mind. I wasn't really prepared.
Bucks, but you be the one that would change the subject. So go ahead, ask your picks for the wild card.
I'll be more than happy to give it to them.
Go ahead and give it to them.
I like one pick. I like the Yankees a lot over Boston.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, even with the lack of pitching. I know a little bit about Garrett Crochet. That arm's going to start getting a little bit tired. Boston does have some decent sticks in that lineup. They're going to try to put a lot of righties in there. But the New York Yankees, I honestly think they're going to get the Crochet, and it's going to crush them. That's just my opinion. And Giolito is really a shell of what he was like. I think he's going to choke in the playoffs. They beat Garrett Crochet. Yankees will turn around and win that series.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
And I'm not a Yankee fan.
Oh no! Never. That never crossed me. And the people that were hate mailing you after the game, shame on them. Like,
I'm used to it. Buddy.
You're just telling it like it is. So definitely not one of them. So Peter, if you don't mind, I have some 3 raise points I want to point out. Since,
sure, go for it.
It's the end. It's the end, and I know you're not really going to talk Rays because the Bucs take over everything that you do these days, within reason.
I mean, because I never talk Rays on this show. I never do. I know.
No.
Come on, guys, stop.
You're the most critical person on this whole platform. You always say we never talk Rays at all, but yet you are actually like a cricket. You are like crickets. Anytime I talk, Wait.
Peter, stop.
I'm going to talk, and you're going to listen, because when you do your show and you want to go ahead and do baseball talk for an hour and a half, I'm going to call your show and say that you don't talk enough football, that you don't do this, that you don't do that. But when we do talk baseball, you don't say nothing. In fact, you're too busy with your thumb up your ass, not calling the show and talking about the Rays in the first place. So what do you want to talk about the Rays? First, they're out of the playoffs. Okay. That's number one. Second, the season's over with. Third, they got new ownership. Now, where do you want to go with that?
So here's my thing about that, right? If the Bucs were out of the playoff hunt, and if the Bucs have an off season, you will still be talking Buccaneers.
We talk Buccaneers, we talk Rays in this. What's your point? What's your point?
My point is, so my point is to that. Since you want to go there,
I'm going to go there because I'm always going to go there because it's my show to go there.
Settle down, Peter.
That's what I do. I go there.
Settle down, Peter.
In fact, you know what?
Peter, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't
do it, Peter. Don't do it, Peter.
I've had enough.
Peter, please don't do that.
He is ultimately critical. He has nothing to say. He has nothing to add to the show's value. Nothing at all. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Unbelievable.
Since you want to hear some of the I'm going to read you one of them, okay?
Go for it.
Greek, you couldn't pick your ass with your own 2 hands. Why are you picking against the Bucs?
Right. There you go.
Harry so-called Greek. Thanks for giving me a pick that I didn't need. Thanks for being Captain Obvious. Hey, Greek, go back to Chicago.
Love that.
Hey, Greek, go jump on Jaden Daniels. It wasn't Jaden Daniels, sir. I'm a Caleb Williams fan. Hey, Greek, do me a favor. Get Peters out of your mouth and go ahead and talk about real sports.
Okay. Well, there you go. All right. Good
nice
stuff.
people.
Nice. All right. Let's go out to the phone lines. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the Evolution.
What's up, Peter and Harry? It's KR.
What's up, KR?
What's happening?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm good. That game yesterday was deflating as hell, and I was there, and I kid you not, those Eagle fans are annoying as hell. I don't know who's worse, Dallas or Philly fans.
What? You have to ask that question. Have you been to Philly? They are brutal, man.
I haven't been to Philly, but I've seen both Eagles and Cowboys games, and I think the Eagles fans literally take the cake. It was insufferable.
Yep.
It was insufferable.
It is.
I put in a question in the chat. I said, Can we fire the special teams coach and the punter? Because they were both bad yesterday.
It's right up there with Joe Sway when he calls the show and wants to talk baseball and take over the show. That's how insufferable it is. I don't know what's worse. Honestly, I don't know what it is. Is it Eagles fans? Is it the other Rays fans that can? Is it the Bucs fans that want Todd Bowles fired? Is it Rays fans that love Stu Sternberg for doing absolutely nothing? Or is it Joe Sway calling a show and saying how much he loves the show, but saying how much he's critical of the show because we don't talk Rays? And when we talk Rays, he's too busy doing absolutely nothing but being critical. I don't know what's more insufferable. Eagles fans, apologists.
But the Rays did finish 8 games under 500.
Awesome. Great.
I was close. I was close when I said
I couldn't even tell you what the Rays record was. That shows how much I paid attention to the Rays this year.
It pushes the needle in this show. I mean, I could tell you how many times I talk Rays and how the needle completely goes down like just a limp needle goes down anytime we talk about the Rays. I could tell you how many times we talk Bucs on this show. Sorry. There's a Bucs following. There's a reason why I do a show on Monday and Wednesday nights. You guys know this. Over 300,000 views on Facebook. Why? Because people want to talk Bucs. Sorry.
NFL. The NFL's king,
Yes.
unfortunately. Look at pro wrestling.
Yes.
We can talk about pro wrestling till we blue in the face.
I'd
but
rather
they're not
talk.
NFL's king.
You probably could talk pro wrestling more than you could talk Major League Baseball. Why did the Major League Baseball change all these rules to speed it up? Because nobody wants to talk baseball. Nobody wants to talk about it. That's the reason why we don't talk about it. Because when we talk about it, it's like, there it is right there. It's crickets.
You're making a valid point, Peter.
I
And
do
here
make
you're making a
those
valid
points.
point. But no, that game definitely was deflating. But just some of the calls, they felt some ticky-tack. But as soon as I saw what that crew was, I was like, we about to get screwed tonight. And I was just like, oh, that Chris Godwin non-PI call was so deflating. Like, they even showed it on replay. And I'm just like, can we at least challenge these calls that's not called? I don't understand the way these challenge flags are being used.
Right. Well, I don't know what the replay assist is in the first place. Hold on.
It's a joke, to be honest.
It is a joke. All right. KR, hold on a sec. Harry, you got to get out of here, my friend. I really appreciate your time and your patience. Go ahead, give me some final thoughts here on the Sports Web.
Final thoughts. I always have a good time coming on the show. For all you haters that are out there, it doesn't bother me. So I don't know if you're going to hate on this. The early line on the Tampa game at Seattle, this is my second game of the week. My second pick of the week that I absolutely love. You can bet the Tampa Bay Buccaneers without the points in Seattle, they're going to win the game. Is that better? Is that what you wanted to hear? No, that's what I really like. Okay. Also, you might want to jump on this because I think the line's going to even get worse. If there's something wrong with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, or if he's hurt, then stay away from the game. But right now against the Houston Texans, they're not winning their second game. Baltimore will absolutely crush them. Baltimore's only -3. So hurry up, jump on board with it. Take Baltimore -3 and play Tampa on the money line at +150. Literally one of my favorite games of the week so far. You can catch me for some more picks coming up this Wednesday. If there's anything that's changing between now and then, I'll definitely give it to you. Peter, thank you so much for having me. That loss yesterday almost felt like a win. I think Tampa could have won that game. Sorry for picking against them, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just a realist. You guys have a great one, and you take care, Peter.
All right. Thank you very much, Harry the Greek. Appreciate you. As always, we'll come back here to KR. KR, go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Harry. And no, I agree. I'm curious to know what time is this Seattle game because they already flexed us against San Francisco to 4:25. So I was just wondering about that time because I was like, what time is the Seattle game? Because they might have a baseball game literally go the same time as a football game. And I didn't realize their stadiums are literally right across the street from each other.
Well, I agree with you. And they said something along the lines, nothing official, but they may reschedule the baseball game. Or they could reschedule the football game. And this is the latest on this. They say Seahawks, Lumen Field, and Mariners T-Mobile Park almost right next to each other. They aren't designed to accommodate fans from both games in a central area. So the Mariners would have to play around 1:05 local time when the Buccaneers and Seahawks would start. Adam Schefter reports that the Buccaneers-Seahawks showdown could be moved anywhere from 90 minutes to 150. 90 minutes will put the game at 5:35 Eastern, And then 150 minutes would result in a 6:35 kickoff between the Seahawks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So there you go.
So that would be what East Coast time? Would that be like 3:30 in the afternoon on the sun?
It would be 6:35 local Eastern time here. That's what it would be.
That'd be like 9. Oh my God. They really have a conundrum to deal with. Oops.
Right.
Well, we're gonna have some fun, I guess. But yeah, that game just yesterday, it was very frustrating. I'm just happy to see Tristan Wirfs and Chris Godwin come back and play. And like I said, it's baby step. Let's keep this team together. Let's hopefully these injuries are not so bad for our cornerbacks because we look depleted on that side. And I don't know if there's any free agents that's available to pick up that could possibly, we can plug and pick in for the time being while these guys might be out. And I was also asking, what about maybe getting another pass rusher, maybe a call to JPP, maybe just to help, but because of the slew of injuries that we've been having?
I don't know. I'm hoping they don't have any more injuries at this point. You can't afford it, but you don't know what Hassan Reddick, he looks fine, but who knows at this point? We'll see this week. You're exactly right. I mean, does the JPP get a call? Does somebody else get a call at this point? Do you start to make a trade? I mean, Todd Bowles talked about it today.
Do they want to make a trade and give up some draft capital?
It's
that's my worry.
It's becoming tough right now. It started with Kalijah Cansey and he was having a hell of a season too. Yeah, it's disappointing that he's out with injury because you were expecting him to be productive. He was productive, and now you got to depend on guys like Yaya Diaby, which is shown flashes. You got to depend on a Hassan Reddick, but you don't know if he's healthy or not. And guys like Chris Braswell and Anthony Nelson. So the depth on this team is definitely being hurt right now by injuries, and the
lack of punter. I hope with this punting change possibly. I hope the holder doesn't hurt with McLaughlin because he's had a very good last 2 games. He's been money, so I'm like, please keep Chase out there making those kicks because he's been on fire right now.
Well, they got to make a change when it comes to special teams, and even Todd Bowles said it's not just players; it could be coaches, it could be every avenue, but you got to improve on it. You can't have block punts, block field goals, stuff like that, because that's going to cost you games, and it costed the game.
I didn't realize that the guy had 3 block field goals. I think within the last 6 possessions or some crazy stat. I was like, wow, and it's only him. And I'm like, that's pretty scary. And I'm like, did they do any homework when they signed this guy?
Yeah,
I didn't realize he's been in the league almost 10 years, and he has that slow delivery. And I'm like, dude, you gotta pick this up. They're gonna literally take you out of the game with those running into the kicker.
Yep. I agree. I completely agree. I mean, shank punt's not going to help. Block punt's not.
Oh my God, that was so insufferable yesterday when I saw that. I was like, we really shanking punts now?
Yeah.
Just giving up easy yards to the Eagles, and I'm just like, the Eagles didn't scare me at all. They really didn't. I was like, this team is beatable. They do have their flaws. I especially saw that on the defensive side because when Emeka Egbuka and Bucky both got those 70-yard bombs, I was just like, wow. Like, that showed you the lack of their coverage, or they just could have got beat.
Yep, I agree. Definitely in the first half. I think, again, the momentum was in the second half. They had an opportunity.
Yeah, we spotted them 14 points off mistakes. That was right there was the game. The slew of mistakes in the first half.
Yep.
And that fumble, that wasn't no fumble. I was like, what are we looking at?
Yep. Exactly.
It was frustrating.
Exactly.
It was so frustrating.
Exactly. I agree with you.
But no, Peter, I appreciate the time. I know you got some other calls probably waiting.
KR, I would rather take your call all day long than somebody that's going to be critical, because I don't talk about what they want to talk about. But again, we try to talk baseball on this show. We try to talk playoffs on this show. I just feel like,
at least I didn't bring up the hockey.
Well, I mean,
hockey's right around the corner.
I love hockey. I love baseball to talk about it. But right now, people want to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I give people
and the NFL
what
is hot demand right now. Look at all these injuries now. That's the scary part.
Right.
You got Tyreek Hill getting hurt tonight. You got a bunch of guys. You got Malik Neighbors is out for the year. It's just this is a weird season. This is very weird.
Well, it's a very weird season, and it's to be expected because, again, injuries are a part of the game, but also injuries are more a part of the game because, again, the players are not getting the reps that they used to get because of the NFL Players Association.
It's a lack of preseason, I think, too. I honestly think, I know that they don't like having 4-game schedules, but maybe they really should look at keeping that game. Or if they do it, you got to let them play at least one of those games, out of the 3 games that they got, because if they do plan to get the 18-game schedule, they have to, because like you said, or expand the roster. You're going to have to do something because look at the injuries. Like I said, we got a lot of guys that could be playing that maybe from like other leagues, like the CFL, UFL. There's guys that deserves a chance to play in the league, and if they can, show their talent, why not?
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree with you, my friend.
And I know Jason Licht will find diamonds in the rough. That's for sure. Definitely. For sure.
He's definitely got his work cut out for him if there's even more injuries at this point. We do have an update on Benjamin Morrison, according to Greg Auman. They're still waiting on the MRIs on multiple new injuries, but it looks like rookie corner Benjamin Morrison has avoided any long-term absence with his hamstring injury. Good news at the key position. So he played yesterday. Jamel Dean, it's an every year occurrence when it comes to injury for that guy. That's the reason why you draft Morrison and Parrish in the first place. So hopefully Morrison can come back because that's your future. That is your future at the end of the day. Benjamin Morrison, Jacob Parrish, those are your future guys that are going to play corner. Jamel Dean took a restructuring, maybe on the trading block at this point. But right now he has no value because he's not healthy. So there you go.
Do you think he could be a cut casualty? Maybe because of the injuries designation?
I don't think so because I think they'll still, again, if you do have an injury on this team, you're going to need to put him back in there. But who knows how long that situation for him is going to be. So there is no value at this point. If he does get back and you want him on this team because he knows the defense. And again, when he's healthy, he's a pretty good corner. And, Pro Football Focus, they put the numbers out there all the time, but he is so inconsistent. And again, he can't stay healthy. Availability is your best ability.
That is scary.
Yep.
This is what the 3rd season that he's been out with an injury for an extended period of time too.
Yep. It's disappointing.
Jeez, that's scary.
Yep. Agree, my friend. All right, KR. Appreciate it. Use that second call, all right?
Thank you, Peter, so much, man. I really appreciate it. And I will definitely look to try to be at the San Francisco game. I hope to see you there, buddy.
Buddy, come out to Tampa Joe's 9316 Anderson Road there. We got you covered for away watch parties when it comes to the Bucs, no matter what time it is. If it's 5:35, it's 6:35, 8:35, 10:35, it doesn't matter. The evolution of sports talk television will have a pre-half and post-game edition in collaboration with the JP Peterson Show, okay?
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much there, Peter. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, buddy. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. I don't know why I allow some of you to get on my nerves like this sometimes. It just absolutely makes me want to pull my hair out of my head sometimes to please you guys. And I get it. You can't please everybody, right? That's how it is. That's how it goes. That's how it goes with the show. Not everybody's going to like what you want to talk about, but I try to give you guys what you want. And predominantly the comments are focused on what? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the National Football League. I'm open to talking baseball, but I think, again, does that move the needle? And then you're coming on and you're giving me a lecture on how to do something that I've done for a while, that you've watched me do for a while. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, if I don't know what I'm doing, stop watching. Just be like Kendrick Lamar did in the halftime show. Turn the TV off, turn the TV off, turn the TV off. Yeah, I went K-Dot on you. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. It's Peter Blake. Yes, it is. Hi, Peter Blake. How do you? Sad news. Hill down. Might be out for the season. You're talking about Tyreek Hill. Lamar says, aloha, everyone. Wow, that game was hard to watch, but things can only get better moving forward. Bucs got a lot of guys down. We'll slow Levy working them back as they get better. Reyna says we have opportunities. We should have won that game. Agree?
Oh, yeah.
Lamar Oglesby, Bucks up. Eric again. We will bounce back. Absolutely. Good stuff. Aloha, Peter H. Blake. Thank you. KRS13 right there on YouTube. And again, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Evening, Peter and Harry. That loss was deflating for sure, but I think it goes back to what Tristan said. It makes lots of sense. It's not like a loss from last year. I think it's a moral victory. There's no moral victories. We heard from Baker Mayfield and what he said about starting off, but you felt good about how the game ended, even though the result wasn't necessarily what you wanted. I think you felt good about that team, and I think it goes back to 2020 where. Again, the Kansas City Chiefs dominate you for the first half, and then the second half, you have that momentum. And what does that lead to? I'm just saying. All right. So thank you very much, Ben Cornett. Despite the loss, the Bucs are still contenders in the NFC. Tough loss to the Eagles, but the Bucs had their chances late, so it shows that this team can compete against the best in the league. Good comment, Ben Cornett.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Mr. Williams. Good Tampa Bay Bucs for life. Absolutely.
Fire the cannon!
Can we fire our special teams coach and punter? Again, Todd Bowles had nothing great to say about the special teams. Every avenue will be explored, whether it's coaching, whether it's players, no matter what it is. They're going to get to the bottom of it. But we can fire the cannons.
Fire the cannon!
Thank you, Gene. The Buccaneers are still my team, and the staff is awesome. Scott Broadway, Harry, I'm sorry about you, brother. Agree. Can Harry predict the 4 wildcard series, or is he football only better? He gave you what you wanted. Christopher Cole, evening, everyone. Evening to you.
Yes! Yes!
Let's go out to Dave. I think Dixon is gone. He's not getting the punt off fast enough, but it's not all on him. You look at the numbers overall, it's on him. Dixon ranks 25th in the NFL with an average of 45.6 yards this season and 28th in net punting with the 32.8 average. What does Tom Brady think about that? This.
That's good enough to suck right there.
Exactly. That's not going to get it done. The Keefe injury has affected special teams. Scott says, that means a new kicker holder. Certainly possible. Dennis is a liability. We can't wait for him to get speed halfway through the game. You're going with your linebackers. I definitely understand the concern here, but they didn't address it in the offseason. Could it be a weak spot? We heard from Levante David a couple months ago. It hasn't improved. I think Dennis, again, flashes. Is it enough? I'm not sure. Do they have enough middle linebackers? Have they addressed it enough? I'm not sure. That could be a weak point. It was a weak point last year. Could be a weak point this year. Joe Sway, you think Harry texts Peter during other sports games? Yes, he does. No, they got pressure with 4. Scott Broadway, I stopped watching for a while because of the negative towards Peter and others, people who help with the sports web and the staff of the Tampa Bay staff. It's a good team. They are injured. It's okay about negativity. I don't mind negativity. I don't mind somebody being critical, but also provide something positive to that conversation. Is that fair? 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. The defense was good, especially in the second half. Tristan Dang, it's Bulls' fault no matter what. We spot him 14 points somehow. It's the defense's fault. Make it make sense. Ralph Williams, bodyguard of the Berg. Dennis is from Pittsburgh. Dave, Harry is right. They played well enough to win, but I don't like blaming refs, but it's hard to beat them while you're also making mistakes. Love Baker, but that was a dumb throw. Just go down and throw it away. But we know that Baker lives to fight another day sometimes, wants to make a play on every play, and sometimes should live to fight another day. But if you watch the play in itself, whether you want to say they should have ran or passed the ball, at that point you had Chris Godwin open. The ball was tipped. It happens. It looks bad. It takes away the momentum. It's probably the chance you have, because if you're able to not have that turnover, at least you're able to put some points on the board with Chase McLaughlin, because at that point it is a chip shot with the 58-yard field goal he had yesterday and the record 65-yard field goal in the National Football League on grass. Todd Bowles is a great coach. Dave says, can we all agree the fake tush push play was embarrassing? I mean, that's great. That's a great play call. You tip your hat to the offensive staff of the Philadelphia Eagles and you say, got him. And that may happen again to another team, because you're planning for that tush push. You're all up the middle, and then boom, they go outside. That's why it is such a devastating play, and people are trying to ban it, but the Eagles are so great at it. Until you stop it, it's tough to stop. The Bucs have been able to do it, but when you fake it, it's even worse. We have an awesome team. David, Harry, I completely agree with you. Carl, we played the best team in the league, spotted them 21 points, and still find a way to have a chance to win. When this team gets healthy, we are a Super Bowl favorite. Agree with that. Amen. Go Tampa Bay Bucs for life.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go.
Yeah!
Go.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucs.
Fire the cannon.
All right, good stuff there. Christopher Cole. T. Hill could be out for the season with the terrible injury. Saw it, Mike D. Roche's. The loss felt like a win. Christopher Cole, the fumble was a turning point, but it wasn't a fumble. Agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, correct, Terry. The Eagles D was gassed in the second half. Certainly looked like it. Didn't matter if they came out here on Friday. Didn't matter if they come out here on Thursday. Didn't matter if you come out here on Wednesday. If you're not used to the heat and the humidity that is in Florida, and you have a team that is dominant, largely dominant in that second half with running the ball, passing the ball, doing whatever you want to do, where that offensive line is able to push the pile and get that penetration, then yes, you are going to get gassed out. Damn it, Peter. Damn it, Pete. We had that win. I agree with you, Joshua. Happy to see our fan base not call it quits because of one loss. I don't understand that whole emphasis. Let's call it quits because you got one loss. It's a long season. It's why you got the National Football League. Long season, injuries, war of attrition, win the turnover battle, all three phases of the game. We've seen it before. We've seen where this team is 4-7 and where they respond, where they have their backs against the wall. Again, going back to those Baker Mayfield comments, in case you missed them, here was what Baker had to say about this team and their starts.
Our guys are going to fight. And, Levante hit on it post-game with everybody and couldn't have said it better myself. This group's too damn good to start slow. And until we take accountability to that, it should piss us off. Even though it's week 4, this should piss us off. We've talked about starting fast, playing better ball, and we did not do that today.
That's what it's about, too. I love that word, accountability. It's about accountability. It's about defensive leaders. It's about offensive leaders, especially on this offense. To their credit, they've had multiple injuries, especially on their offensive line with reshuffling. You had a new offensive coordinator. You've had new wide receivers. You have a rookie. You have Mike Evans out. I mean, people can say these are excuses, but this is the reality of the situation. And for them to be 3-1 is unbelievable, because this team could quit and they could just lay down and just wallow in it and say, oh, we have these injuries, but they don't. They face adverse situations and they're able to respond, and they have responded, and they will respond going forward. They will. People talking about fire Bowles don't know football. Bowles is a good coach. Agree, Dave. Agree with that. And of course, Todd Bowles agrees with you.
It's exciting!
It is. Special teams is a problem. Absolutely. David, 3 different offensive coordinators, but the defensive coaches have stayed the same. And what's been our problem? The defense, not the offense. Well, I think you could definitely make a case that the offense has been a problem. Again, whether it's injuries, new play callers, whatever else, it has been a problem. It hasn't been as explosive as it was last year. Is that fair? I think the defense, especially the second half, was very good. Was able to shut down the run and been able to shut down the run. Again, David, I know you don't care for Todd Bowles, but I think this defense has improved from last year. Defense has nothing to do with block punts or turnovers in the end zone. Agree. Joe Sway, only teams that lose question the officiating. You really hear teams question the officials when they win. I'm questioning the officials because if you watch and I don't care if you are a ref or not, if you watch the game and you see the egregiousness in the calls where wide receivers are getting mugged, where wide receivers are getting their jerseys pulled, where that it was not a fumble, that is a critical play. Say whatever you want to until the cows come home with officiating and not being perfect. But if that is your job to make the right call and the rules state that the ground can't cause the fumble, then what are we talking about? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Only teams that lose question. Okay, we read that. I know you're being biased, Peter. I promise I'm not taking a shot at you. It certainly seems like you are. And I'm in the mood to take a shot back at you because it doesn't make any sense what you're saying. Has nothing about being biased. I'd be the same way if there was a call out there for a team. We've talked about this on this show, how Kansas City gets favored with some of the calls that they have and how the refs are a joke. They are a friggin' joke. The refs have been bad all season. David, wasn't it Nelson that missed the block when he got the punt block? Joshua Dietz, refereeing should be done by AI by the point through cameras at call. Mike D. Roche's, the NFL reps are very underachievers. Some crews are better than some. Automatic referees, yay. Just poke ABS coming to Major League Baseball in 2076. What's the point? Get the call right. Is the call going to be right in ABS? Sorry, take some jobs. I mean, they're not doing a good job in the first place. Why pay people that are not doing a good job? If they continue to do a terrible job and you continue to want to see different results, what's that make you? Insane. I mean, that's the reason why. That's the reason why Major League Baseball is exploring it. How many times have we seen missed calls? You have referees that have the replay assist, and yet you're still missing calls. How is that a fumble? How is that a catch last week to Alan Lazard? Tell it. Explain it to me like I'm an 8-year-old, because I know what a catch is. And that was not a catch when the ball's rolling all around the place. You're hitting the ground and still rolling. That is not a catch. And it was called a catch. How? All right. Dean and Zion shut down AJ and Devontae Smith without holding. Exactly. They did. We didn't talk about that. I mean, defense doesn't get any credit for that, but you look at the Eagles' passing game overall, Jalen Hurts had 130 yards. That's the defense? That's pretty damn good defense. I'll take that. 200 yards of offense in the first half, only 1 yard in the second half. Let's see. Devontae Smith, 2 for 29. Man, that's a terrible defense. A.J. Brown, 2 catches for 7 yards, writing cryptic messages on Twitter because that Bucs defense shut him down. So enough with the Todd Bowles nonsense and the defense being terrible. I don't want to hear that nonsense either. I think they did a pretty damn good job yesterday. Again, especially in that second half. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. You have better referees out there. Let me know and want to talk to them. Well, I mean, they're professional referees. Again, if you can't make the calls correctly when it's your job, and it clearly shows or states that the ground can't cause a fumble, or you can't grab somebody because that's interference with the way the rule is put out there, then what are we talking about? Let's go out to the phone lines. What's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on the Evolution on the Monday night.
Hey, Peter, it's Broadway.
What's up, Broadway? How you doing, boss?
I'm really sick and tired of people saying that the defense didn't really do a good job. Vita Vea and the whole defensive team came back and showed them what they were made of. Yes, we didn't play good in the first half, but we came back in the second half, like you said before, and we lose one game and everybody loses their minds.
No, that's okay. That's what we do here on Monday night. It's Overreaction Monday here on the Evolution.
And I love my Bucs. I love the sportswear.
I appreciate you, boss.
I love our offensive team. Yes, we need a no-line, but we also have injuries.
Yeah, big-time injuries.
We need to make decisions on injuries, but we also got to remember we have injuries that need to heal. And that brings me to my last point, and then I'll go.
Sure.
The refs are not calling the right plays on multiple teams, multiple games. It's not just Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because I watch multiple games.
Yep, but it definitely seems like the Bucs are getting the short end of the stick, wouldn't you say? I don't think that's being biased. I think that's accurate. I do think it's accurate.
I think we're being we are being targeted. And people think I'm crazy for saying it, but it's multiple years, multiple seasons.
Makes lots of sense, Broadway. Anything else here on the Sports Web, my friend?
No, sir, you've said it all tonight. I just wanted to back you up.
Hey, man, I appreciate it as always, Broadway. Use that second call if you want to, okay, my friend?
All right, thank you.
All right, good stuff there.
Yes!
Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. In Canada, you can review a penalty if it's pass interference, roughing the passer, so on. Exactly. Like if you're going to have the replay assist, do that, especially with those controversial calls. And they still reviewed the fumble and still got it wrong. Let's go out to the bodyguard of the Berg, longtime listener, host on this show, Mr. Ralph Williams. Welcome to the Sports Web, my friend.
Yeah, how you doing, Peter? I hear you. I see you're talking about the officiating in the NFL.
Yes.
You know, I want to say this. I have never in my life ever seen Mike Tomlin stick his face in an official, stick his finger in an official's face. In the Jets game, he was all over the officials, sticking his finger in his face, throwing his headset off. I've never seen Mike Tomlin do that. I know he's argued with the officials, but never like that. And I've seen him do it in 2 games already.
Yep.
This officiating is out of control. I mean, it really is. And
it's not good.
You know, it's not just in the NFL, Peter. It's in college too.
Mm-hmm.
College football, some of the officiating is the worst. The ACC is real bad. I mean, they get pit almost every game for some. Narduzzi goes ballistic. Pat Narduzzi, the coach for Pitt.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know,
yeah,
it's one thing after another. You know,
it is, my friend. Congratulations, though, to your Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday. Big time win over the Minnesota Vikings, which was the Greeks' pick for the week.
Yeah, I didn't expect the Steelers to win that game due to the high-powered offense of Minnesota, even with a backup quarterback in Carson Wentz. I mean, but Wentz is a good quarterback, but the Steelers came out with some different angles in this game. They did a lot of blitzing, and which is unusual for Terrell Austin, our defensive coordinator.
Right.
But they did some different things yesterday. I just wish the offense didn't, sputter in the second half, and that's been going on too much. But when the going got tough, Aaron Rodgers got going. So that's all I can say.
Well, there you go. Have you bought into Aaron Rodgers this year for your team or what?
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers, I think he's changed his tune a little bit. He's doing some different things, and he's not getting under the skin of people like he did in Green Bay and with the Jets and stuff. He seems like a different guy, but we'll see. The season's still young. You know what I mean?
I got you, man. All right, Ralph.
So, we'll see what happens. And, we play Cleveland, Cincy after the break. We're going to find out what happens.
Well, you're definitely going to find out what happens because right now, Cleveland, no offense. There's already being questioned about Joe Flacco. They have a defense, but they're wasting the defense. And Cincinnati, no Joe Burrow at this point. They're looking for answers. So maybe that's 2 wins for the.
And Cincinnati, for some strange reason, Peter, can't seem to get it right on their offensive line. They just, for some reason, they stink. And it showed in the Super Bowl. I mean, it was really bad against the Rams.
It was bad in the Super Bowl. It's been bad there, and they've got their quarterback killed. But again, it's what it is. Like you're paying Joe Burrow all this money. You're paying the outside targets because you want to make Burrow happy. You're paying, Hendrickson,
T. Higgins and all them. Yeah, Chase.
You don't have the funds to provide the offensive line, so you're getting your quarterback killed at this point. And it's not going to get any better until you improve that offensive line. And eventually you may have the next Andrew Luck and Burrow where he's not able to stay healthy consistently and he's always a hurt quarterback. And you're going to look back at it and say, what could have been if you could have kept this guy upright?
Yes, exactly. And then also the Ravens, man. Oh, they blew it yesterday. I mean, I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Jackson being hurt. Wow. Injuries running rampant in the National Football League.
Yeah, they are. I blame the NFL for that. Not enough, preseason games. Not enough of. There's just a lot of things, it's making injuries happen.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is right now. It's a war of attrition. It's why it's so important to draft and do your due diligence when you go out there and get undrafted free agents, guys that are going to be a part of your team, because you never know, they may have to step in and start right away. It's next man up mentality, whether you like it or not.
It's good to see Savasier Dennis contributing a little bit for the Buccaneers here.
I think he's getting better. I definitely think he's getting better. It was rough at first, still taking bad angles, not necessarily the best tackler. But again, I think it goes back to what has been talked about. He hasn't seen enough starts. He hasn't gotten enough reps. So the more reps he gets, I think the better he's going to get. Is that fair?
Yeah, that is fair. You're exactly correct on that. And I want to kudos out to Baker Mayfield. He's really been a fighter this year.
Yeah.
And keeping the team. The Eagles could have blew the Buccaneers out. I mean, the Eagles have been just high powered most of so far of the season. And
correct.
For the Buccaneers to hold them to a dogfight, I mean, that's what this turned into. And
it was.
But Baker Mayfield's been consistent. And even with the changing coordinators, he's still consistent, and that's good.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
yep.
That's good for you guys. Have a good one, Peter. It's always good to talk to you.
Hey, Ralph,
So.
Don't be a stranger on this show, my friend. Always welcome.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank you.
All right. Good stuff, my friend. We'll give him the Macho Man.
Oh, yeah.
Open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So good point there. I just wish they would have thrown the flag on a little Nicky taunting from the sidelines. No wonder the guy needs a bodyguard, or else he gets his he did that.
Yes! Yes!
That's good. Lamar says 10 calls at least weren't made that I've seen. Maybe more. Christopher Cole, yes, they can use replay assists for face mask penalties, you would think. Pass interference. You ain't lying, Peter. I can't stand the Eagles in that damn chant. Can't stand it. Question for you guys. Are the Bucs maybe inquiring on another pass rusher, maybe JPP, Shaq Barrett? I don't know. It's interesting. It's definitely an interesting thing that happens if you have injuries, of course, to Hassan Reddick, because who do you have to back him up? Chris Boswell, Anthony Nelson. Is that the answer? I don't know about that. Glad the Eagle fans are out of Tampa Bay for you, Pete. Trashy fans in the National Football League. Harry Berg, I knew it was a possibility that our Bucs would lose, but I still went with our Bucs. Things will get better. Let's go Buccaneers. Let's go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Let's go Bucs.
Yeah!
Let's go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Let's go Bucs. All right. When you figure it out, Peter, tell Rays fans. I mean, I don't know what else I could tell Rays fans at this point. I said whatever I could say here. No problem. I'll wait. Mike D. Roche's yesterday's attendance was 64,122. Not a sellout for 2-3-0 teams. What the hell? I don't know. I guess it was the heat. I have no idea. Maybe it was too expensive. I don't know. But you had two good teams out there and you didn't even have a sellout. Crazy. Looked like it was packed to the gills to me, but okay. David says, how the hell did the referees not see the guy holding Christian's helmet in his hand? Tristan Wirfs, I think you're talking about. Darth Williams right there. Says, Dave, is that caller pissed drunk? Mike D. Roche's, that is Mr. Williams. We love that guy. Next game will be called so tight that they'll have 30 penalties called between both teams. Mike D. Roche's, this show is very salty tonight, passionate. That it is very much.
Yes! Yes!
Well, that was rude. Didn't think you would do that to me. Well, you really weren't going anywhere and you really weren't making a point. I don't ban you, but you're going to come on the show. You're going to be critical. You're not giving anything. You're not making a point. Your point was that I'll talk about the Bucs in the offseason. And my point is, of course, I'll talk about the Bucs in the offseason. You know why? Because people care about the Bucs in the offseason. We've also talked Rays, and you have not come on this show when we talk Rays. When we had El Bushman on here, I never seen you call in once. I never seen you comment once. It's interesting when we're talking Bucs, and we're in the thick of it when the season has started and it's beginning, and we're talking about a loss, and you want to switch gears and talk about the Rays. I have no problem with it. But don't come on the show and say we don't talk Rays, we don't talk Lightning, we don't talk other things. Well, what I will tell you is that when we do talk Rays, it doesn't move the needle, especially yours. Let's go out to the phone lines here. Sun Devil Dave. Sun Devil Dave, go ahead, my friend.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for wasting my time.
Yes.
Goodbye forever.
Yes, goodbye forever, and thank you for wasting my time. Some of the calls tonight, absolutely. Great.
Yeah, it is a little chippy out there. A little chippy. That's good though. People are passionate. I mean, and there's some energy. I mean, there's a little negative, but there's just a lot of anxiousness and restlessness. But hey, it was a tough game.
Yep.
I was looking at some numbers. I'm a numbers guy. And really, when you look at the total yards, I mean, the Eagles had 200 total yards.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucs had 376.
Yes.
Eagles had 8 for 83 penalties. Bucks had 5 for 40.
Yep.
I think we outrushed them. We outgained them. The two biggest, my favorite number 0 wasn't there. There's a 2 for turnovers for the Bucks. The Eagles had 0.
Yep.
Time of possession, the Bucks had 31, 52 to 28. So, look, the Eagles made some great plays. I mean, that front four is tough, and I think the 2 plays probably would look back at. I think that one drive when it was like third, or they had 4th down like on the 33, and they decided to go for it. I think there was 11 minutes left in the third quarter, right? Or wasn't it like around midway through third quarter? I can't remember exactly when that happened.
Well, I mean, the third quarter, you had the big play to Abuka for 77 yards there, and you also had the 72-yard big play to Bucky Irving. I mean, that's what got him back into it, and it was the fact that the defense stood up, made plays, made stops.
They did.
And you look
they
at
made some great stops.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Hurts, 15 for 24, 130. I mean, you heard all this nonsense. Well, Devontae Smith, AJ. I heard some Bucks. Well, AJ Brown hasn't played in the 2 games, so there's going to be a difference. Really? What was the difference? He was 2 for 7.
He didn't do anything.
2 catches for 7 yards.
That's good enough to suck right there.
Well, I think there was 2 key plays. I know it was 24-6. They decided to go to 4th down. They could have kicked the 50-yard field goal, make it 24-9. I know you're saying, well, it's the third quarter. I just think you take the points there. And then also that time, 1st and goal at the 11. I know Harry brought up the fact that, if you don't have an effective, rushing offense, then they have no respect for you. And that's why I think Baker had to force one. I think that he should have just said, look, there's 7 minutes left. It's first and goal at the 11 or 1st and 10 at the 11. Worst thing that could happen is you get a field goal because there's still 7 minutes left.
Right.
So he forced one. Hey, that's Baker. You take the good and the bad. Look, he's 3-1. He's thrown 1 interception in 4 games.
Yeah, 8 touchdowns and 1 interception. I think he'll take that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take it. I mean, it was a little aggressive, but he'll learn from that. We'll regroup. One thing I want to add on is I watched that barn burner 40-40 tie last night. So the ties suck. So I think, go with what the college football or what the UFL does. Instead of doing the 10-minute overtime, all this kick in and running around, and it's just 10 minutes of nonsense anyways. It's just field goal, and then Green Bay got lucky because Jordan Love almost threw the game away trying to throw that pass with like 1 second left. But I think you just say, here you go. It's best of 3. You put the ball on the 2-yard line. You got 3 shots. Whoever gets best of 3. If it's tied, then you just go sudden death. You just keep going 2-point conversion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why.
Let's just do that because this whole, kicking off, coin toss,
nonsense.
It's 10 minutes of just utter garbage.
Yep.
And they don't want. I mean, they already played 60 minutes. They're exhausted, right?
Yeah.
Fans are tired.
Yep.
Let's get this thing over with. Let's just go with 2-point conversion. There you go. Best of 3. Who gets the most 2-point conversions, you get 3 shots.
Right. Exactly.
And that's it. It'll get done in 5-10 minutes. It's over with. You don't have to run around everywhere and people go home. And I think it's exciting. So I think the NFL needs to really look at it maybe next year in a competition committee and just revamp the whole overtime process because that was a real buzzkill. All that work that
40-40 tie. I mean, it's a great game and you have no winner.
I know there aren't many ties. I know there aren't many ties.
Yes.
But it's just annoying, man. And they should just go with that just 2-point conversion. Let's run that. So again, Bucs will be okay. They got Seattle on the road. It's gonna be tough, right? 4:00.
Well, we don't know if it's we don't know if it's 4:00. It may be 5:35. It may be 6:35 because the Seattle Mariners are playing their game and their area is not able to handle all the congestion that's going to happen there.
They want to push it back.
So they may
make it a Sunday night football game.
Why not? Why not? Who doesn't want to?
And then they said they pushed the Niner Bucs game to 4:25.
Correct.
I saw that. Okay, I like those better because I think it'll be a little. Well,
it's not as hot.
Probably low 80s.
Yeah,
right now it's finally cool off.
Yes,
but gee whiz.
It's not as hot at 4:25 as it is. And by the way, at the end of the game, it's going to be a dark out. It's not going to be as hot, so it can set up there because the heat for me going there to try to set up the show yesterday, it probably got to me because I didn't push a button or didn't see a button because the sun was blaring down in my friggin' face at this point.
Well, That's what, blame the NFL and Bucs marketing. Let's do 1 o'clock kickoffs, because you talk about the squalls. We talked about the whole East Coast, West Coast. You're gonna get thunder, lightning, and then
correct.
You have a Sunday night football game and they're playing at 7:30 at night, and the NFL gets mad about that, and so on and so forth. So it's difficult. I really think that the Bucs should really do 425, or maybe do the first 3 weeks on the road, and then start their fourth game like a 425 game, or do like a Sunday the Monday night game for the first home games. That way you don't have their first real game maybe week 5, week 6, and it's cool. It's a little cooler. So
yes,
the Cardinals had to do that way back when they had to play at Sun Devil Stadium back in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
They always had to start their first 3 games on the road because it was West Coast. They couldn't really do 425, so they had to do 1 o'clock kickoff since 110 degrees out. So
yeah,
it was brutal. It was a brutal time. So anyways, great job tonight, Pete. Go Bucs. We're doing you're doing that big Friday night. You're going to the USF game Friday night?
We are USF. Charlotte game, of course, USF playing Charlotte at Raymond James Stadium. Started their conference schedule, so a big game for them. Let's see if they can continue that momentum.
Okay.
When we got you covered with the post-game show live from the red corner there at Raymond James Stadium.
Maybe I'll try to get there. It's probably a 7 o'clock kickoff.
I think it's a
7:30 or 7. Okay, I'll try to see if I can make
5:30
it
or
down
6
there.
o'clock, something along those
Oh, it
lines.
might be early. Okay.
Actually, I think it is 7. I think you're right. I think it is 7 here. Let's check that out here real quick. USF
I'll try to check it
versus
out.
let's see.
Yeah.
It is 7 o'clock.
And
it's
we
my
got
birthday.
playoff baseball tomorrow.
Yes.
Got a quadruple header.
Yes,
4
quadruple header.
games.
Yes.
My Cubbies play at 3:08. We got Boyd, who's really, I think, borderline Cy Young candidate. He had an amazing year this year. Boyd, he's like their ace now.
Mm-hmm.
And then they might go out. They'll probably have to go with Shota for game 2, and then they got JT Jason Talion for game 3. So
Yes.
Padres at home. Padres are struggling on the road. Their road record sucks, but they have that high powered offense. So we'll see if the Cubs can contain them and take 2 out of 3, or maybe just take 2 and then be over with. Take the win Tuesday, Wednesday. So a lot of fun. So I'll be looking at doing that tomorrow.
All right, my friend.
So,
I
go
appreciate
Cubs.
you.
All right. God bless you, man. Thank you for wasting my time. Goodbye forever.
There you go. That's how you end the call right there. Tristan says, pause on the limp noodle, Peter. We're not doing that. Tristan, I think he sent some stars, so thank you very much. Dave says it's 4 games in the season. Injuries are mounting for some teams early, but they are going to come to other teams late in the season. It's football season, says Christopher Cole. Dave, love you, Harry Berg. Good stuff tonight. Joe Sway, what's the difference with the hate mail Harry gets and you're disrespecting me? I'm not disrespecting you. I just said you're very critical and you're basically giving me dead air. You're being highly critical and there's no direction. What's your point? What is your point? You want to criticize this show because we don't talk Rays enough? Call up and talk Rays. But it's like, well, we got to talk baseball. We got to shift gears. We got to talk more baseball on this show. Like you're saying, well, the show doesn't matter. Like these people's opinions, they don't want to talk Bucs on this show. They want to talk Bucs on this show. I give the people what they want. Wasn't disrespecting you. I'm sorry. I just felt like the call was going nowhere. If you want to argue with somebody, go argue with your girlfriend. Go argue with your mama. Go argue with your sister. Don't argue with me. I'm not here to argue with you. You want to talk sports? Talk sports. You want to be highly critical? You want to be hateful? You don't want to give anything? You want to just take? Get the hell out of here. Sorry. 12 months out of the year. I mean, I don't know what you want. I was being critical, though. Okay, great. You're being critical. I would want to talk more wrestling, so there you go. I was being honest, so you don't like honesty. Oh, my gosh. Greg Gaines has a pec injury. No as well. Yep, that's another one right there. So maybe Desmond Watson does get a call because he has a pec injury. Not always a good thing. We'll see. We'll monitor that situation. Sean Thornton, we started slow, but our defense absolutely stepped up with injuries, all against the defending champs, even though we didn't win. That shows when you're health that we're the most dangerous team in the league. The special teams put us in a horrible spot, but our kicker absolutely stepped up as well. Absolutely. What can you say about Chase McLaughlin? One of the bright spots, definitely one of the bright spots, besides an Emeka Ibuka, and of course, a Bucky Irvin. Greg Gaines has a pec injury now as well. He does. The NFL is king, but the same fans are being heavily critical about Bad Bunny doing the halftime show. Make it make sense or you can't. I mean, what does that have to do with anything? People are going to have a different opinion. It's okay to have a different opinion, but bring something to the table. Don't say you're not talking enough race. What do you want to talk about? What do you want me to talk about when it comes to baseball season right now? Because I can tell you after the Rays are out of the playoffs, I don't give a damn about baseball. I care about the Bucs. I care about the National Football League. Maybe that's a fault. Maybe you should create your own show and say, hey, let's have a baseball hour. And you could talk Rays and you could talk about minor leagues and talk about whatever you want to talk about. But on this show, we give the people what they want. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. People are going to be critical about everything. People are critical on social media about everything. There's people out there that thought that Metallica should be the one that should perform at halftime. That's their right. Some people don't like Bad Bunny. Sorry, everybody doesn't agree with everybody. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay if you don't agree with somebody. Get a grip. A friggin' halftime show. You know what I think about that? It's the same thing what Major League Baseball does every year. You want to talk about steroids? They will never do anything about steroids in baseball. You know why? Because it's a talking point. Same thing with the National Football League. They schedule all the people you don't want to see at halftime because they know that a group of people are going to be upset about it. Why? Because they want it to be a talking point on sports talk shows. The NFL has dropped the ball before. Whether you want to say it or not, I think they should have had Metallica at halftime for San Francisco. It's one of the greatest rock bands out there. But guess what? It's not for me. It's not for my generation. Nobody gives a damn about rock music. Bad Bunny is a highly liked artist. He's very talented, whether you like it or not. He sells. He pushes it. Football fans are always going to tune in. You know who's not going to tune in? The fringe fan. You know what? They are going to tune in now because Bad Bunny is playing. Whether that's right or wrong, who knows? We could talk about it all night long. The NFL has dropped the ball, in my opinion, with Atlanta, with not having Outkast out and not having the essence of Atlanta with hip-hop artists from the past. They do what they think is right, period. Whether you like it or not, you're going to complain about it, but guess what? You're going to watch the halftime show just like you're going to watch this show. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Dave, still an early season. Joe Sway, heavily critical of the league, but yet you're still watching religiously. We're all critical of the league. You're critical of the league. You're critical of Major League Baseball. You're critical of the show, yet you still watch it. Again, what's your point? No point. Just talk. That's it. Don't listen. Just talk. Broncos 21-3 over the Bengals. Congratulations. The Bengals showed up tonight. Not.
That's good enough to suck right there.
I'm not looking for validation, just good sports talk. It could move the needle if you let it. Well, it didn't move the needle tonight. You're on the internet, not TV. Well, you're watching. Can I have a conversation now, or should I wait until after the Bucs win? Wait till Wednesday night. You only gave me one series. Laugh out loud. Mike D. Roche's Bucs lost yesterday. Let's move on. How about saying something positive? There are 14 games left. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
I knew it was going to be you.
Them Bucs, baby?
I knew it was going to be you. Good stuff there, Mike D. Roche's. Love it. Again, I wasn't being critical, but I guess I didn't get it that way. You were. Everybody's being critical. Guys, our team will be just fine. You're not going to win them all. They're all going to do their best to win games. There's a lot of factors in winning, losing, whether it's injuries, penalties, bad rapping. I don't think it's bad rapping. Bad calls, not so good coaching staff. All sides of football, keep your heads up. The Buccaneers keep pirating on. Fire those cannons.
Fire the cannon!
Let's go out to David. All that criticism about Todd Bowles really should stop because he doesn't coach the defense. He doesn't coach the offense. He doesn't coach special teams. And for what I understand, he's not even really the head coach because somebody else tells him when to call a timeout, when to throw the challenge flag. So what is he really doing that we're criticizing him for? Come on, David. You know that he's the head coach of this team. You know he calls the defensive calls. You know he has some say when it comes to the offense. Come on now. You're being smart. Injuries on defense have been the problem the last 3 years with the defense. When you're using practice squad and free agents off the street, you're not going to be able to run the true scheme on defense. Let the truth set you free. The problem, there aren't many Rays fans, but many Bucs fans. But you want to criticize other teams' fans, at least in Philly. The Phillies and Eagles share the same general population fan base. I don't care about their fan base. What I was saying is, as I was being critical, is when you're in your home stadium, you should not be outrun by opposing fans, period. And the reason why I'm critical of Rays fans, or don't fault Rays fans, is because the piss poor ownership that has existed the last 10 to 15 years. And I continue to say this over and over again. I feel like Will Ferrell. I'm taking stupid pills to get this out there. Why isn't it like that here? Mike D. Roche, refs are human, they make mistakes, because you've got plenty of transient fans that are here. I don't know why it's not like that here. It was not a fumble or catch. You're exactly right. Dave, Bucs shut down AJ so bad he wants out of Philly. Our defense is way better now than this time last year. Boom. Joe Sway, people think officiating is easy to do. If you had to do it, then like I tell people all the time, come replace me. I dare you. It's a bad argument. It's like somebody saying you haven't played the game of football. Okay, what's that mean? You lost the debate at that point. I'm not a chef, but I definitely know when something's burned in the kitchen, right? And that point is not valid. It's not. I can't wait to watch the Cubs in the playoffs tomorrow. Mike D. Roche's Tyreek injury, dislocated knee. Ouch. I bet you that guy isn't a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. Laugh out loud. See what I mean? He is a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. Bad calls from the refs. Bucky fumble wasn't a fumble. We end up beating ourselves, but very winnable game. Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah.
Broadway, fire the cannons.
Fire the cannons.
Joe Sway, the reason why I'm so quiet when you do talk baseball is because I'm in shock and want to listen. I don't talk when I listen. Okay, that is a valid point. That's actually something that makes sense. You want to hear me talk baseball, so you're in shock to hear me. Okay. Fair enough.
Yes!
You have an opportunity to call the show on Wednesday night if you want to talk baseball. Okay? Let's go Bucs. Let's go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up. It's exciting.
It is exciting, Todd.
How about them Bucs, baby?
It's exciting. Dave, no sellout. I'd say too expensive ticket prices are crazy, especially with the big market teams come to town. Joe Sway, really? It wasn't a sellout? I'm shocked. No, really, I am. Dave, nothing wrong with the high-spirited show. I like it. Sandra Nagel, my mother, who's probably shaking her head right now and saying, please calm down, Peter, because you're going to have a heart attack. You're going to have a stroke. I'm not. I love you, Mom. Watching the best sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area, the Sports Web. Sorry, calls, but they are way back. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Even Mom knows. Even Mom knows.
How about them Bucs, baby?
That the refereeing was atrocious yesterday. Trust me, Peter talks about the Rays because I usually say something smart to him about talking about baseball. Exactly, David, you do. You say, what? Why are we talking Rays baseball? And I say, because this is what people want to talk about. I talk about what you guys want to talk about usually. People care about the Rays too. They do care about the Rays. No, see, when the Rays guy's on, I'm not online. Most of the time, I miss it. There you go. There's another one. Most of the time when the Rays guy's on. So you said when you called the show, I never talk Rays, but now you admit accountability. There it is. There's the word. When the Rays guy's on, I'm not on. We talk everything, Tampa, everything. I've been on here. We talk about the Rays, the Lightning, other things, but I love talking about the Buccaneers in the offseason, preseason. If people don't like it, scroll on. Y'all hated the runner in second and extra innings. You're all okay with the 2-point thing to decide the game. Again, make it make sense. You seem like just a guy that likes to argue. Like you should be on one of those debate shows. You see how quiet I got when Colling was talking baseball for like 10 seconds, laugh out loud. You didn't like my wrestling comment. Of course I like your wrestling comment. When the Bucs are out of the playoffs, you still talk. That's the point I was trying to make before I was really hung up on. We talk about all these things. That's the point. I don't care about the halftime show, Peter. That's when I go to the bathroom. There you go. Exactly. You go to the bathroom. Who cares? You know, there's no controversy for me. Bad Bunny is a talented artist. He's a great wrestler. Do I understand half of what he's saying? No, I don't. I took 2 years of high school Spanish and only know 6 words. Guilty as charged. He's still talented. He'll sell out. He'll get the fringe fan in there. Would I like to see Metallica there? Yes. Am I going to not watch football or watch the halftime show? Of course I'm going to watch it. What the hell are we talking about? It's the Super Bowl. I'm not going to watch the halftime show. It's not the airport. You don't have to, announce that you're leaving. I need to take off, Peter H. Blake. I got some college homework to do, but I'll end with the fire the cannons. Let's go Buccaneers. Aloha, brother. Love you too, brother.
Fire the cannons!
Mike D. Roche. Will TJ be on Wednesday? Yes. I don't criticize the chef, though. You criticize everybody, Joe Sway. You're the criticizer. Good stuff tonight, Peter. Thanks for the hard work. Like I said before, Bucs need you on the media team. Scott Smith's replacement one day. Scott Smith is tremendous. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Sun Devil Dave. Hockey has a shootout for overtime. Soccer does the same. College football does it after the second OT. NFL should do it for the regular season 2-point conversion. Joe Sway. I never said you never talk Rays. Stop putting words in my mouth. You do. You did say I do not talk Rays on this show. I heard Bad Bunny doesn't even sing in English, though. We're all going to have to watch it and see. Who knows? Maybe he'll surprise and shock. Thanks a lot to all the guests in the comments tonight. I appreciate you. We'll be back on Wednesday night. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Give to the YouTube Super Chats. Facebook stars are open if you love the content. Joe Sway, you're always welcome on the show, even though you're critical. Thanks to Harry the Greek tonight for putting up with me. And guys, we'll see you on Wednesday night on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. We will keep it down at 9 o'clock. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay Sports Fan, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say, go Bucs. And just for you, Joe Sway, raise up.